Alright, so we now have our update with the new character, Soda, Bunny Girl Soda. And they just posted her skills just now. She is an attacker, shotgun, and iron at burst skill 3. This is 231.6% attack damage. A lot of the shotguns actually have varied attack damage percentage, but sugar is one of them that's 231.6%. But if you look at the different shotguns, they do have different attack multipliers. So this is actually very different for each of them, and there is no particular consistent way to kind of like see what are they trying to do when balancing the shotguns. But this is the same as Sugar's, so we'll see how it turns out. She is probably likely going to completely replace Sugar, but at the end of the day, it's kind of iffy. Not sure if she is going to be able to completely replace our Summer Anise here, because the last meta shotgun team was actually this team where Maid Privity and Summer Anise are there. And the reason for that, why Summer Anise was there, was because for people that ended up building the Dorothy team, they used Crown with Alice and Scarlet Black Shadow in there. Now people might be wondering, why would you put the Alice and Scarlet Black Shadow in the Dorothy Privity versus like the standard one where you were using Crown with Scarlet Black Shadow, Alice, and then Rapunzel and volume in there. The good thing about that one is, like, one, you're saving volume in another team, and then two, this is the damage for the Dorothy team with Alice in it and Scarlet Black Shadow, which is 1.8 when I was doing it last solo raid, and this is the damage with the volume and Rapunzel last solo raid with the same team, the Scarlet Black Shadow and Alice and Crown. So because people put Alice and Scarlet Black Shadow in here, people ended up putting the shotgun team here, and Summer Anise has ended up being in the shotgun team. Now there is a lot of anti-synergy with Summer Anise, especially with Tove increasing the ammo capacity, which very counter synergizes with Summer Anise, and Tove being pretty much the most crucial. It is not the most optimal way of using Summer Anise, but the main reason Summer Anise was there was to give buff for Privity. Now I understand that not everyone is going to be able to do that Dorothy with Alice, Crown, Scarlet Black Shadow, and Privity, because this is a very high damage team, but at the same time, it does not provide you that much of healing. You have to rely on the boss directly targeting Alice and Crown for most of the time whenever they're doing their basic attack. So depending on the boss mechanics, whether they need to target the highest attack or can be taunted, then this team doesn't work all the time. So now what does that mean for a lot of other people? For a lot of other people, they are probably going to build their solo raid kind of like this still, where Crown and Rapunzel are together. Because of that, by doing that also, you still will probably have the Summer Anise and regular Scarlet and Marciana, or whatever the element the boss needs, and Privity with the Dorothy team. And then in that situation, you will actually have a slot for the shotgun team, and this is something that can't be put for the team 5, because the team 5 can be either the shotgun team or the Snow White team. And I know a lot of you are not very fond of using the Snow White team, so one option for some of you is the shotgun team. And then so in that situation, this is when you will start replacing Sugar, because Summer Anise is being used in the Dorothy team, and thus you kind of need another unit. And then the last slot is going to be a healer, and maybe we could end up using the upcoming Alice as well there. I know I talked about a lot immediately on how this is going to affect the team building, but it does seem like it is going to make the shotgun team a much more consideration in terms of varying team building. Now I'm going to talk about the skill in particular, and basically it revolves around the skill 1, which is a stack mechanic with the golden chips. As you can see in the demo, there is the stack coin on here, each of her skill is affected by the stacks. The skill 1 is the more stacks she has, the more crit damage she has on herself. And then another effect of the skill 1 is increases the attack damage of another unit that is highest attack. So this would likely be the two main DPSs. So this would be Maid Privity and Soda. In terms of skill 2, this does extend the full burst time duration. And if we actually look back at the Maid Privity teams, back in the guide that I made for Maid Privity, one of the teams that is actually viable on using Maid Privity is actually having Modernia. And the main reason why Modernia is actually good is because she does extend, whenever she's bursting, she does extend the full burst time. And the reason for that is because on Maid Privity's skill 2, this is affecting whenever she is attacking during full burst time. And keep in mind, this is a condition during full burst time. It's not like a first 10 seconds when full burst time happens. It's for the entire duration of full burst time, which basically means she is going to have a higher attack and also reloading every time she hits 30 times or 30 pellets, which includes Leona. So it's about every 2 hits. And because of that, she is also going to maintain a higher uptime on her stacks. An extended full burst time duration actually is beneficial to the shotgun team, because on the shotgun team building right now, there is actually no cooldown reduction. So instead of having a longer period of time where you don't have any full burst, they're extending the full burst instead, so that the time between the full burst ends and when your skills are available again so that Tove can burst again is very short. And just for a quick recap for the damage formula in Nikke, there is a major modifier here, and the major modifier does include the full burst bonus. So whenever you're full bursting, there is a damage bonus included. So overall, Soda's kit of full burst time duration increase is actually beneficial. On top of that, the skill 2, increasing the level of it, will increase her more damage during attack on full burst time. There is 85% of final attack damage here, which actually in essence, roughly, just think about it just as an addition to this 231% whenever she's attacking. So you could kind of think of it like she has over 300% attack damage on her basic attacks, which does put her above a lot of other shotguns. And then if we look at Sugar here, which has like critical damage and reload speed on skill 1, but it's only triggering whenever the cover is under attack. And then skill 2 which is like critical rate when increasing full burst, and then an increase in max ammo capacity, which in my opinion, with Tove in there, the overall effect of max ammo capacity is actually not as big with Sugar. So if we just look at Soda's skill 1 and skill 2 alone versus like skill 1 and skill 2 of Sugar, Soda has more damage already and has more help to the shotgun team with her full burst time extension. On top of that, she does have the attack damage increase also that will provide to the other DPS. And then finally, on the burst skill, this is when the golden chip stacks get used. It doesn't get used within the skill 1 and skill 2, although their effects are based off depending on how much stacks you have. So you have more crit damage on skill 1, and then you have to be above 20 stacks on skill 2 so that you have an extension of 5 seconds total, and also you deal extra damage. But looking at the number on how much stacks you lose, it's only 17. Looking at how you can have up to 50 stacks on Battle of the Golden Ships based on the skill 1, losing 17 stacks doesn't seem that big of a deal, because the primary necessity on this is you just need to have up to 30 stacks before she starts bursting. And the thing is, you are getting only an extra golden ship every time you attack 3 times in a row, but with Tove in there with her attack speed increase, this is very minimal issue. So I kind of expect that you can pretty much keep up that 50 stacks maximum pretty consistently with her. But yeah, this is how I just think she is going to fit overall in the shotgun team. You know, the last slot will always be just whichever healer you are, and you have, depending on if you're using Marciana on the Dorothy team already or maybe someone else. I would say Rapunzel is another option, but the thing is, like, for some people that they're using Rapunzel already with the crown, and so I'm kind of just like dropping down, and the next best healer After Marciana and Rapunzel would be Summer Mary, but then not a lot of people have Summer Mary yet, although it's summer soon, so you could try to pick her up. But another healer that's coming, that in case you probably don't have, is Alice, and she has the heal power to periodically restore HP for allies, so it's periodically healing, so kind of like Rapunzel or Marciana. And then the burst skill, it does give additional recovery also, but since we're kind of expecting her to be more off healer if we do put her in the shotgun team, then that's some option as well. But anyways, that's just my thought on Soda Bunnies. As usual, we are going to be testing her out. I do have an invested Sugar, which is a 4-5-10 with 10 bursts on it, overloaded. So if you guys are curious how she's gonna perform comparatively to Sugar and a lot of the other shotgun teams, I do have made previously also 10-10-10, and I have a fairly invested Leona and Tove as well. So if you guys are curious on how the proper shotgun teams is going to be performing, hey, just come visit me at twitch.tv/KaiGLV, and I'll see you guys next time.